Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about mental health awareness, and for many reasons, but it kind of will explain why I needed a break from social media and from YouTube and from actually allowing people to be in my life not in my life, but be aware of what's going on with me, and for me to update and put videos on. Sometimes it's something that I can't do, and I know that I put myself out there on YouTube, and believe me, when I initially put myself out there on YouTube, it was extremely difficult for me to do, and it really wasn't something that I did without thinking about it and knowing that I am putting my life out there on the internet and allowing other people to have basically a window into my world and to see what goes on. Sorry, 1 second, I just have to restart this thing. Actually, I don't have to restart it. So what goes on in my world and what I deal with and what I struggle with. And I'm very much aware of the reason why I did this. It wasn't for attention. It was for, one, accountability to myself, because I didn't want to once again go through what I went through every single time that I've attempted to lose weight. So I wanted to be accountable not only to myself, my friends, my family, but to the entire internet and YouTube community and people who choose to follow my channel and subscribe to my channel, because it makes me aware of what I'm doing. It lets me document my journey for those moments that are difficult, and for the times that I need to reflect and look back on everything that I've done to get to the point that I am when I'm feeling impatient or wanting to just see results, overnight, basically. So that was the first reason I did it, for the accountability for myself, and to just kind of be the person putting my journey out there and giving advice to other people and allowing other people to see my struggles and my triumphs, my struggles, my successes, my failures, so that it would help me. But then my second thing was, in the process of helping myself, I really wanted to be able to inspire and help other people. So the first step in changing anything or wanting to change the world is looking into who you are and trying to fix whatever it is that you need to fix, and change whatever change you want to see in the world. Really happens when you start an introspective journey into yourself and changing yourself, and then naturally inspiring others and helping others change just comes by you or me leading by example. So I had to be able to be 100% before I could help anyone else. So this is me documenting my journey, but also hoping that in the process I can inspire others and help others to create the lives that they always wanted and wished for, or hoped for, or felt that it wasn't possible, because it is possible. So with mental health awareness, it's something that's really extremely important in life in general, but very much so when you're going through a process of change. Now, for me, that process of change is my health journey, my fitness journey, my nutrition journey, my all encompassing optimal health journey. It takes so much mental effort and mental strength to go through this journey. It takes a lot to lose weight, but I don't necessarily think the physical aspect of losing weight is what's difficult. I think the mental aspect of losing weight is the most difficult part. You begin to question yourself. I began doubting myself, questioning myself exactly like around the 7-month mark, which is extremely interesting to me, being able to analyze myself and look back on my past attempts. Exactly at the 7-month mark in my past attempts is when I started slipping into negative thoughts and negative, state of mind, and kind of started nitpicking at myself and criticizing myself more, and becoming obsessive about exercising and obsessive about what I eat, to the point that it was extremely unhealthy. I actually was speaking to a coach of mine, and I told her that there was a point in time that I actually counted calories in Tic Tacs And I would work out to the point of blacking out. So I know the unhealthy habits that I've had in the past, and to the point where I wasn't even happy, even though I was at a normal weight and I was, I was fitting in regular clothes. I wasn't shopping in plus size stores. I looked great on the outside, but on the inside, I still felt like the fat girl. I still saw myself as the fat girl. I still treated myself as the fat girl in my head, always put myself down, had no self-confidence, and I was counting calories for Tic Tacs and over exercising to the point of, to the point of unhealthy. The unhealthy, excessive, even that, you can even exercise too much. So, I actually spoke to my coach recently, and I told her about the struggles that I was going through like about a week ago. I just like freaked out, and I was telling her just like how I'm having like a real issue with eating, and being like worried to eat and not wanting to eat food, and kind of just recognizing in myself that behavior that was slowly creeping back into my life at exactly the same time that it was creeping into my life in past attempts. Except this time, I wasn't going to be silent about it. I wasn't going to try to hide it from anyone, or, I wasn't going to pretend like it isn't happening to me. It is happening, and it was happening. And this time around, the biggest difference is me being able to openly talk about it. So me being able to openly talk about it to my friends, openly talk about it to my coach, and openly talk about it and put it out there. Because I feel like when you hold something in and when you let it fester inside of you, or you just, are so stuck in your own head during times like these, I feel like that is not beneficial when you're in that state of mind. So it might be hard to try to get out of your own head in those times, but it's very important. So if whoever you trust and whoever you feel can help propel you out of that way of thinking, talk to them, talk about the issue, talk about the problems you're having. And if it's a stranger, talk to a stranger. Because by me talking about this to my friends, to my coach and everything, it took a week of talking about it and putting it out there, getting feedback, and then applying the feedback and using the feedback in order to gain a major amount of perspective, and to be able to get out of my head and get out of that negative state of mind and negative way of thinking. So that has been key. I know with mental health awareness, it's really important, and not everyone knows what's going on. Everyone you see is going through a struggle. It may be a mental struggle, it may be a physical struggle, it may be anything, but you don't know what other people are going through. Be kind when you see somebody, just the same way that you would want someone to be kind to you. Try to be understanding and compassionate, and understand that in the moments that you feel alone, or you feel like you're the only one in the world that could be possibly thinking the way you do, or the only one in the world that feels that way about yourself, believe me, you're not. The world is filled with so many people, so different in so many ways, but so similar in those, in a lot of ways too. All of us, we have this human connection, and the connection is through that emotion and those feelings and those thoughts that we all have. And being able to reach out to somebody in the times that you need it is very important. So if you're ever having thoughts that are so negative that you're turning into yourself, you're wanting to just disappear off the face of the planet, you're wanting to not be on social media, which I don't think taking a break from social media is a bad thing, by the way. It's good. It's important to focus on your own life and not look at other people's lives and all that. But again, everything is balance, right? Everything, there's a balance between work and play and life and social media and things like that. So if social media is causing you to be miserable, let's say, or you're spending a lot of time looking at other people's pages and comparing your life to theirs, then yes, 100% take yourself off of social media. Or if you feel the need that you need some private time, then take yourself off of social media. But if you feel like you've gotten to the point where you don't want to even talk to your friends or your family, and you don't want to go outside, and you want to stay home all the time or things like that, and you're having thoughts of suicide or anything like that, there is a national suicide prevention line. There are people you can talk to. Reach out to people. People are willing to listen. If you reach out to someone and you don't get the feedback that you wanted, or someone doesn't seem that they're compassionate to your situation, reach out to someone else. Believe me, there are people in the world that care. There are people in the world that are compassionate and have a heart, and everyone needs compassion and love and support in those times that we are at our weakest. And I urge you to reach out when you have those moments. I reached out, I got the support that I needed. I got the understanding and the listening ear that I wanted in the times that I needed it throughout this journey, and I will continue to need it going forward, because this journey, just like any other journey, is not perfect. There are ups and downs. The journey literally looks like this. There are moments where you feel great. There are moments where you don't feel great, and it has nothing to do with the physical state of your body. Yes, I am still heavy. I still need to lose weight, but that doesn't bother me because I know I'm on the path to doing that. And even at any stage of your life, there are people who look great on the outside, and anyone looking at them would say they have the perfect body, they are in perfect health, but mentally they're not in perfect health, and mentally they're beating themselves up on the inside. You just don't see it. Now for me, my mental unhealthiness comes from expecting way too much of myself, having these extremely high expectations of myself, unrealistic high expectations of myself, and also kind of just sometimes reflecting on my past behavior and worrying that it might repeat itself, or just being negative about, eating, and negative about the way, like what I'm capable of, just like so many negative thoughts. Like one negative thought propels more negative thoughts, and the cycle continues. That's why I've talked about the power of positive thinking and positive thoughts, because just like negative thoughts can brew other negative thoughts, allowing yourself to see the positive in everything, or the positive things that are happening, creates like a pattern where one positive thing that you notice allows you to notice the next positive thing, and positivity then brews positivity. So that's what I wanted to tell you guys about. And then I'll tell you what advice that my coach gave me, and I think it's really interesting because I expressed to her what was going on, about how I was being really obsessive over what I'm eating and what I'm not eating, and kind of like not wanting to eat. And this was recently, and I got a handle on that, just so you know. I am okay, I'm good, I'm eating, I'm being healthy about it and everything. But it was these thoughts that I was having that was kind of weighing me down. So I talked to a friend about it. She helped, like she put things into perspective for me. And we did hash it out. Like that whole all or nothing mentality that I've had in the past just does not work. It doesn't work with anything. It doesn't work with being all or nothing, or being overly critical of myself or obsessive. So she kind of like brought me back down to earth, where I'm at a level, I'm being level-headed, I have balance, and I'm being logical. And then when I spoke to my coach, she asked me a question that I had never been asked before. And she asked me if I trust myself. And I was taken aback by her question. And I answered her and I said, well, I think I trust myself. And she said, no. You either know if you trust yourself or you don't. She goes, this journey that you're on has nothing to do with exercise and nothing to do with food. Do you trust yourself enough to go through this journey? Do you trust yourself fully in order to, do you trust yourself fully to know that throughout your ups and downs in this journey, you will be okay and you will make the right choices? So she told me, and I said, I was like, I guess I trust myself 50%. And she was like, well, that's interesting. This is your assignment. I want you to write down why you trust yourself. And then on one piece of paper. And then on the other piece of paper, I want you to write why you don't trust yourself. So I thought about it a little bit for a few days. And then I actually wrote down the trust statement and the why I don't trust myself statement. I will share that with you. And I did hand it to her and everything. And, I put it out there. So for my trust statement, I wrote, I trust myself because I've been consistent this time around more than ever before. I have been to big social events numerous times and still was able to keep my goals in mind and not cheat or eat something not in my eating plan. 1 second. No editing. I have turned exercise into a habit and for the first time actually want to be exercising. I have put myself on YouTube to be accountable to myself and others watching my videos. I have gained a sense of self-worth and love for myself that keeps me going. I have been able to manage my downs better than before and without sabotaging my progress. So those are the reasons I trust myself. Now, the reasons I do not trust myself are next. I do not trust myself because of my past failures. I have lost a lot of weight in the past, but once I reached a certain point, 6 months or more, something would happen that would trigger me and I would let myself go. I do not trust myself because sometimes my emotions are stronger than my logical self. I wrote, I want to trust myself 100% so I have confidence in myself to know that no matter what happens, I always stay true to me and my health. I'm happy to have much greater self-awareness this time around and to be able to fight my own negative thoughts better. So those are my trust and non-trust statements. If there's something going on in your life that you think, you're having negative thoughts or you're on a journey and you're starting to doubt yourself despite all your hard work and your consistent efforts and commitment and dedication, then maybe trying this exercise might help you. Maybe this will allow you to see and to read your thoughts on paper might just bring more light to your situation and more and help you kind of get out of those negative thoughts and to move on and to continue being amazing and being your best and striving to be a better version of yourself every day. So that was the coolest thing ever. Having that, writing that statement, understanding it and seeing it on paper just made such a difference for me. And really, it was great. It was such a great exercise. I completed it. I handed it to her. I went for, she was teaching my workout class in the morning, the morning that she had asked me to bring it in. I handed it to her and she read it. And then she actually came in after our class and worked out with me an additional hour. And we talked about the statement and we talked about all of that. And she talked about her own experiences and I talked about mine. And it just helped. Talking helps. Talking about it helps. We were talking about how it's so much more, it's interesting when we're overly critical of ourselves or, we're not realizing that we need to have this balance, that things can go badly very quickly. You can go down like a bad path extremely quickly by by putting yourself down and doubting yourself and not having the confidence to know that you're capable and of anything. You're capable of getting, to where you want in life and you're capable of achieving your goals. You just have to understand that it takes time, and it takes patience, and it takes dedication. So I know time, patience, and dedication is not always something that we're willing to put in, but that is what you have to put in order to get the best of yourself out of it. And you can't rush this journey. You can't rush the self-improvements that you're trying to make because they take time. I mean, anything worth having takes time, takes effort. And this is the one thing in my life that I know without a doubt before I even get there, before I even finish, getting to the initial goal that I have. I know that this journey that I signed up for lifelong is the best thing that I ever did for myself. And that's the reason why I know that I have to keep going and that I want to keep going, because when you reach a point where you're the happiest that you've ever been in your life, why would you want to be anything less than that? That's what I ask myself when the going gets tough, So when the going gets tough, you get tougher. Everything you go through makes you stronger. Losing weight having to learn who you are again and learn this new self that you're creating, it's a challenge. You're in this relationship with yourself that's changing because you're changing. I'm changing every day. I'm becoming a more confident person. I'm becoming someone who has a greater appreciation of life. So I have to meet myself where I am, and as I grow, I have to continue meeting myself there and know that just because of my past failures or who I was in the past or what I did or anything that I screwed up or fell down and failed at does not mean that that's going to happen again, and it does not mean that that's a reflection of who I am now. So that's something that I'm learning to accept about myself. It's something that I'm trying to be gentle and kind and patient with myself and loving, even in the moments where I don't feel it. So that's what I hope that you guys do when you're struggling, when you're having those moments of self-doubt. Be kinder to yourself, be gentle, pretend that you're talking to a friend. Would you be mean to your friend? Would you talk negatively to your friend? I don't think you would. I think you would be supportive. I think you would be loving and nurturing until that friend gets back to, not being in that state of mind or not being upset or emotional or things like that. So be your own best friend in this journey and understand that everything you're doing for yourself is extremely worth it, and you'll have no regrets. All right, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.